Do you remember your earliest introduction, as you will, to racism?
Well, I always tell it facetiously. We walked across East Park. We walked to school every morning. I lived with my grandmother and my two sisters and myself, and then my grandmother adopted 3 of her grandsons. So there were 6 children in this house. And we walked to school every morning. Walked home, we walked across the park. We would cut across the path of African American children going to the segregated school, which was about 3 blocks from the Catholic school. And I facetiously tell the story that when they got through throwing, meaning as we went by the white school, public school, throwing rocks at the African Americans, they threw them at us because we were Irish. The difference was we threw them back. So there was a great deal of discrimination against Catholics before the Second World War here in Nashville and in the South in general, except for a few places with a large population like Louisiana, Charleston, South Carolina, larger coastal cities where there had been Irish settlement. But you get places like Nashville and Chattanooga and Knoxville and Memphis and all that, and Durham and Winston-Salem, all those cities discriminated heavily against Catholics. Mainly because they were Irish and they were Catholics. So you grew up with a sense of minority and a sense of identification with minorities who would discriminate against as were you.
And would you say that most people of Irish descent felt the way you did in solidarity with African Americans?
No, it didn't quite prove true in places like Boston.
But I mean here.
Well, I think so, yeah.
In Middle Tennessee.
Yeah. Let me tell you, the year that Brown versus the Board came out, there was an African American Catholic high school here. The bishop closed it that year, that summer, and told Father Ryan, which was in all boys, you had to take any Catholic boy that applied, and told the cathedral, which was a girls' school, you had to take any Catholic girl that applied, regardless of what their race was. And they were the first integrated schools here. And precipitated a crisis when Father Ryan's basketball team showed up in one of these white schools with a black kid on it. They wouldn't go play him. They just wouldn't go play those N-word people. So I think there was a lot of empathy growing out of people's own experience of being discriminated.